What's going on, guys? Well, I just tried to start filming, but then a guy almost hit me with this car. And I was just walking down the street, normal pace, and this guy was in a hurry. So while I'm crossing this alleyway, kind of like the one you see over there, this guy just like flew down the street in his car and tried to cut down the alley. So he almost hit me, cut me off pretty bad, and he couldn't even go down the alley because there were a couple guys in pickup trucks that had him out. They were just blocking the way to drive through, which, they should not be doing that. But also, this guy should not be flying down the street. He's an older man too, so he knows better. He's had a lifetime of experiences to not be like that. But, sometimes people don't learn stuff. And maybe that guy has some kind of emergency going on in his life, like an actual emergency. Likely not, but maybe. And that's why he's in a hurry. Because, if a loved one of mine was having an emergency, I'd be flying down the street any way I could just to get there quicker. So, it could be that. Unlikely, though. People are just dicks for the sakes of being dicks here. But, he did say my bad. He rolled down the window to tell me my bad. So, that's all right. Very, very noble of a guy being a jerk off. Fasted cardio, we're about halfway through right now. I found a really good route. So I walked from my house to down the street a few blocks, and there's this park on my right hand side. And I realized if I do a couple laps around this park and then walk home, it's about 30 to 32 minutes. And I don't mind getting a couple extra minutes by walking like this because the impact is fairly low. So it's not like I'm going to be more susceptible to possibly peeling off more muscle if I do an extra couple minutes. But I mean, generally, I do finish around the mark. Now, I know some people out there, they get excited and they're like, I'm going to overdo the cardio because I want to impress my coach. But the person coaching you, they don't want you to do that. Because if you start cutting weight more rapidly by doing more work, your body's going to adapt to that work, and you're not going to be at the goal later on, but now it's going to take even more suffering for you to get there. So that's why when you're doing something like a bodybuilding prep, or just kind of in general, when you're trying to build muscle or lean out, bulk up, whatever it may be, you keep inputting what you can, and then when things stall out, then you either take out or put in a little bit more. Usually that's the food. If your weight stalls for 2, 3, 4 weeks, you might have to bump the food up a little bit. Some people hear bump the food and they're like, I'm gonna go eat McDonald's, but that's not necessarily what it is. You need to bump your daily exposure to calories up very minutely so that your body has a little bit extra to start adapting to. And that's what you keep doing perpetually. Your body's going to keep adapting to what you're doing. Then you take out or put in a little bit more once you're sure that your body has reached that point. And that's how you could keep tricking your body into continuing to change. But if I ate the exact same stuff every day, and I still, same amount as I am right now every day, and I kept going to the gym, did my same workout routine, same intensity and everything, I'm really not going to grow all that much. I'm not doing anything different. My body has no reason to grow. Once you reach that threshold, your body's threshold where you just can't really do anymore, that's where the growth happens. That's the magic right there. Your body wants to be in the best shape possible to get done what it needs to. But if you're doing something like not eating enough food, or you're not training hard enough, you're taking an important step of the process out that your body needs to continue improving. If I eat at a deficit, unless I'm a very, very new beginner, I'm not going to put on any muscle doing it that way, no matter what I'm taking. Sure, I can increase the water volume in my muscle tissue, maybe look a little bit denser, a little bit thicker, but that's not actual tissue gain. That's just intracellular water. So that'll happen And that's why you see a lot of people, they'll kind of, like quite literally deflate once they come off. And you're going to lose a little bit of volume there because you're taking out all the benefits of whatever it is you're doing that's different. But it shouldn't be so much so that like your physique is unrecognizable to people. And that'll happen to a lot of individuals that either like over diet and then come off, or like something like that. So it really helps to just make small changes as you continue improving and as things stall out, so that you're able to give your body something new to adapt to. And that's like, in essence, what it really comes down to. Yeah, you could argue about the minutia of the contents of your workout, the specific lifts you're doing, the specific foods you're eating. Yeah, you could keep breaking it down that way, but in general, you're either putting in or taking out a little bit more of something once your body stops responding. And that way your body's going to keep having a new reason to respond. And it could respond in many different ways. If I pull out calories and then I stall and I pull out a little bit more, well, my body has a greater inclination to lose more fat because I'm still keeping my activity level high, but I'm not eating at the rate I would need to hold on to what I currently have. So that's where it comes into play with like protein content and stuff. When you're trying to do something like lose weight, because it's very important that when you're losing weight, you don't lose much muscle. And that's really the whole game of it, trying not to lose excessive amounts of muscle. And the only way to do that is to eat a lot of protein. So that's usually why the amounts of protein tend to stay the same or around the same year round, no matter what you're doing, because you need a certain amount of protein to unlock advanced repair and gains when you're bulking up. But then you need a lot of protein to stave off muscle catabolism as you're in the later stages of dieting down. And if you diet down too aggressively too quick, you're going to pull off excessive muscle tissue. And this really, like, no one wants that, because you just put in all this work and all this effort to improve, to grow something. Think about all the workouts you had in the gym where you were really grinding out last reps, struggling, sweating, feeling crazy pumps, exhausting yourself. And you did all of that many, many times over just so you could put on a little bit more muscle tissue somewhere. You really want to lose that? You want to lose that by trying to get to the destination too quick? Because that's a real better feeling. You worked so hard for that, and now you can diminish your own results because you couldn't be patient. And I mean, everyone says patience is needed in this game, but you just got to think about the right framing to the word. Because I could say the word patience to people, and that could still kind of be an abstract context to some individuals out there. It'd be really abstract to think about what patience truly means. But if you have the right framing for it and understand exactly what the patience is contributing to and why you're doing it, it gives you a deeper meaning to enact that patience more diligently. And you're going to need it because there's going to be times where you maybe feel like you're not improving very much, or the needle's not moving exactly how you'd like it to. That's when you have to go back and just maybe look at old progress pictures, or just use a logbook or something so you can see some kind of tangible difference in what you're doing now versus where you were a couple months ago. Because if you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's, you're probably still improving. I mean, if you weren't on top of everything, then you would not continue to improve. But if you're staying on top of everything, you're going to keep improving. And as you keep improving, you're just going to change a lot less quickly, a lot more subtly. So you may not feel like you've actually progressed a whole lot, but you've progressed quite considerably. You just so used to being in your own skin, it doesn't seem like it to you. So that's why it's important to have some kind of journal of some sort. Not exactly a journal of thoughts, but some kind of catalog of what you've been doing in your fitness life, so you could find you could find the truth in the mix, because your mind does not want to tell the truth to you. Your mind wants to tell you you're small, too fat, not lean enough, something. But if you can look past that and look at the progress you've made from something tangible like pictures, logbook, weight on the scale, something, maybe multiple things like that, it's gonna put it in better perspective for you what's going on. And we do all this so we can get jacked, keep our mental health in a good place, and really just let ourselves feel joy for the thing that we're doing. We get so wrapped up in specifics, we stop looking at why this thing's so enjoyable. So a way to stave that off is to just look at the big picture, see what you're doing that could improve, maybe see what you're doing that's perfect, and just watch the trend over time with actual data. So you won't feel like you're in such a rut, and you'll actually enjoy the present and not the future destination you may never get to. So anyway, that's my cardio thoughts today. Hope you guys have a good afternoon. I'm gonna walk back right now and I'm gonna get to it. See ya.